What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Cris
Am all?
quick drill. We've been doing these quick drills, man. We trying to do little shorts because we know y'all. Some of y'all got short attention spans, so you know what I'm saying. We trying to give y'all some quick stuff, so you know what I'm saying, so y'all can catch on, and maybe y'all go over there and watch the full episodes of some of our episodes, especially the 100th episode that we just did. Shout out to show, shout out to Miss Ball and D. It was a very good episode. You should go watch it, man. But watch our other episodes too. The 100th episode was fire too. But we're gonna be talking about the Atlanta Falcons, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is the quick drill brought to you by Bet USA, where the games begin. If you go to our YouTube channel and our Twitter page, you'll see the link for the Bet Us app or the Bet Us website. Go to the website. Only first time users. $100 minimum bet. You go in there, you sign up, you put in join 125, you get 125% signing bonus. That's three risk-free bets and 10% gamblers insurance, because they got other things on there, like other gambling stuff that you can do on the website. So go ahead and sign up and get you some money, man, because there's a lot of money out here to be made, especially during football season, college and pro football. You know what I'm saying? So go and do that. But let's talk about it, brother, because the Atlanta Falcons is out here making some moves, brother. Are the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl contenders? Because uh, they've made some recent moves. Now we all know, they went and got Kirk Cousins, paid him that big full deal. But then we had some questions about them because they went and got Michael Penix Jr. Now, okay, we get it. They wanted to plan for the future. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We've talked about it before. We didn't agree with the move, but whatever. We're here. You know what I'm saying? Michael Penix is the future. Kirk Cousins is here probably for the next couple years. So um we had questions about their defense. We know what Grady Jarrett is. He's actually a pretty good defensive tackle. He's probably a top 10 defensive tackle in the league. AJ Terrell, he's a very good corner in this league. Lorenzo Carter, he's actually a pretty good outside linebacker who could rush the passer. Um, but we had some other questions. You know what I'm saying? We felt like they needed a efficient pass rusher to get after the quarterback. Well, they did that. They went and got Matt Judon, who has been a very good pass rusher. Now, last year he got hurt at the end of his season, but the year before that, I think he had 15 and a half sacks. So he's a very good pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely going to fix, if he could stay healthy, he's going to fix their pass rusher issues. Him and Grady Jarrett together, that's a good combination. And Lorenzo Carter, that's a good combination right there. Um, but then today they added Justin Simmons, a very one of the best safeties in the league. We know about him particularly because he was with Denver. You know what I'm saying? He gave us trouble all the time. I think Justin Simmons had the most interceptions on Patrick Mahomes. So he always got an interception on Patrick Mahomes. So we all know what Justin Simmons represent. And with them having Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons, you can argue that might be the best safety tandem in the league right now, because those two are ballers, both of them. With AJ Terrell, and then I know they signed another corner on the other side. I don't know his name right now, but I know they signed another corner who's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm asking you, Paul, before I get my answer, do you think the Atlanta Falcons are Super Bowl contenders now?
Oh well, that's I gotta think about it. I would say I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say they're not at the top of as far as
Mhm.
like Super
Mhm.
Bowl contenders, but I think they're in the conversation. Just
Yeah.
in the basis of, look, man, I know the NFC is a lot tougher this year,
Yeah,
but you have questions with San Francisco. You got
you do.
questions with the Lions.
Mhm.
Um, we know Green Bay is a nice up and coming team, but they're still young. You got the Bears, nice up and coming team, but they're still young. Their division is probably one of the more weaker divisions, I would assume, in the league.
Mhm.
Like you have the Saints. People aren't really too fond with the Saints. They're an older team,
Yeah,
not too fond on the coach. Derek Carr, he's kind of hit or miss. I know that personally.
yeah.
Uh, You have the likes of the Carolina Panthers. They're still in the rebuilding mode. Tampa Bay will probably be the toughest competition in that division.
I
But
agree.
we got to see if Baker Mayfield is going to have another consistent year
Right.
that we saw him have last year. I just think with if you can have a healthy Kirk Cousins and if he can blossom that talent that we see that's on that offensive side with Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. And then you add a couple of extra pieces on that defensive side that you just talked about. I think if they can click correct at the right time, I think they can make a little bit of noise. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here. I'm gonna have them as my Super Bowl favorites coming out of NFC. I'm not
Right.
saying that at all. I'm
Right.
just saying if they click and Kirk Cousins can bring out the potential that we believe Kyle Pitts and Drake London, and if they can give Bijan Robinson the ball like we think they should give him the ball,
Mhm.
yo, this team can give a run for a lot of these great teams that we suppose are going to be there at the end, likes of Eagles, Lions, 49ers, and Packers. So it should be very interesting to watch this team this year for sure.
Yeah, I'm agree with you, man, because they're in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? If they was in the AFC, I would say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would say they were a playoff team if they was in the AFC, but they're in the NFC, and we all know that the NFC they're weaker at quarterback,
Hmm.
at the top tier quarterbacks in the league. All the top tier quarterbacks, the Burrow, the Allens, the Mahomes, all those guys are on the CJ Strouds. They're on the AFC side. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's why everybody thinks the AFC is the tougher conference because of the quarterback's position. Um, but I do think they're Super Bowl contenders because their division is weak. We all know that. You just reiterated that they're weak. They're in a weak division. Tampa Bay is probably their only competition. Saints, if they had a quarterback, they probably would be a team that we would look at like, oh, okay, they're a contender. But we got to see what Derek Carr might start the season. Spencer Rattler had a good preseason game, but we got to see it when he's playing with the starters. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When he's
Yeah.
playing against real competition, when they're game planning against him. Um, so I don't know about the Saints. Saints are always gonna their defense. Dennis Allen, and I've always said Dennis Allen. I've never believed in him as a head coach, but as a defensive coordinator, he's actually a very good defensive coordinator. His defenses are always on point. I just don't think they respect him. That last game let me know when Jameis Winston and them went for it, when they told him when he didn't tell them to do that. They did that on their own merit. That
Hmm.
lets me know they would have if it they would have never did that for Andy Reid. Bill Belichick they would never did that for a Bill Belichick team, a Kyle Shanahan team. No team like that would ever did that. So yeah, do I think Atlanta is a Super Bowl contender? I do. I like the additions that they've made on defense, and that's been our question. Both of us, we both had those questions on defense. Do they have enough pass rush? Because we wanted them to draft Dallas Turner. I think Dallas Turner would have been a good pick for them to come off the edge with Lorenzo Carter to rush the passer and Grady Jarrett in the middle.
Hmm.
But now they got a proven pass rusher in Matt Judon. And then you add to the backfield Justin Simmons, who can cover deep and he can move up into box safety, you know what I'm saying, while Jesse Bates covers deep. And now you got a nice tandem right there with AJ Terrell. So I definitely think that they're a Super Bowl contender. Now, do I have my questions about Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles injury? I do. You know what I'm saying? He's an older player. We talk about Aaron Rodgers being 40. Kirk Cousins ain't too far away from that. What he's about 35, 36.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, that's old in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know these surgeries are light years ahead of what they used to be. So these guys bounce back real quick. But we got to see it from Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins can't go out there and execute, and we know how Kirk Cousins operates in prime time too. You know what I'm saying? So. He's not a very good quarterback in prime time games, but he's got the weapons around him. I said it, I was talking to the people in my group chat, one of my group chats today, and I said that the Atlanta Falcons, they can't have Kirk Cousins throwing the football 30 to 40 times. because that's going to lead to disaster. It's going to lead to interceptions. You have a dog. Not only do you have a dog in Bijan Robinson, but you got another dog in Tyler Algier who had a couple years ago, he had 1,000 yards. That kid is a good third down back. So they got a two-headed monster in that backfield. Bijan Robinson is just so super elite that we forget that they got another running back in the backfield. But they got to get those other weapons involved. The Kyle Pitts, the Drake Londons. They got to get those guys going. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's gonna respect them. They're gonna stack 8 in the box like they've been doing, and they're not gonna respect those weapons because Atlanta has this. When Arthur Smith was the head coach, he wasn't using those weapons. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
can Raheem Morris and his staff, who the mind slips me who's their offensive coordinator, but can their offensive coordinator get those guys involved quick and early because they have to? Because Kyle Pitts, his rookie year, he had 1,000 yards, but then ever since then, it's just been a drop off. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Drake London, he hasn't emerged like we thought he was going to emerge. He was very good at USC. He's a big body, 6'5", 230-pound wide receiver, down the field, stretch the ball, 50-50 ball type of receiver. You should be getting that guy the ball. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see if Kirk Cousins can make the best out of these weapons because we feel like if you're an elite or a very good quarterback, you should be able to get these get these guys the ball. And Desmond Ritter, he wasn't that guy. We all know that, but I do feel like they are Super Bowl contenders for sure.
Yeah, we also got to see how Raheem Morris does. He is getting another stint at being a head coach, so we got to see how all the pieces fit together. Like I said, it's going to take them some time to gel, get this thing going. But if they could click at the right time, this team can be very scary. If this offense could click, this can be one of the more scarier offenses in the NFC. And as I said, you just got to be hot at the right time. I believe in this NFC to make a run. You know what I'm saying? We kind of saw with the Detroit Lions last year, saw a little bit with the Rams. They had the little stint before they had the little road in Detroit and lost that game. So we shall see, man. It's gonna be an interesting NFC season for the NFC.
Yeah, for sure. I know we kind of deviating. We trying to keep these kind of quick drill, but I just want to ask you one question. If Brandon Ayuk leaves the 49ers, does that move Atlanta up in your book?
I don't think it moves them past the Niners. I would still have the Niners ahead of the Atlanta Falcons. It just does. It puts a little chink in that armor to the Niners, though. You know what I mean? We know how formidable this team can be. But I personally expect Ayuk to stay with the 49ers. Like, I think he's had ample opportunity to leave this team. The Cleveland Browns had a deal ready to go to send Amari Cooper to the San Francisco 49ers. They're willing to give him the deal that he wanted to have over, I think it was like over $33 million. Not sure the exact number, but he could have took that deal. You know what I mean? They have a deal in place right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers for him to go to Pittsburgh. But they're still not budging. You know what I mean? He wants to stay with the San Francisco 49ers.
I agree.
I think this story has just gotten a little outplayed for me. I think they need to go ahead, figure this out. Ayuk, I know we all know you want to stay. Figure out the deal, make it work, stay, and try to pursue that Super Bowl championship that you guys have been longing for the last couple years. You know what I mean? This is the most important year, I believe, for Kyle Shanahan and this Niners team. They need to capitalize on this situation because there's other deals. Still got Trent Williams you got to figure out. Still got Brock Purdy you got to figure out. You got a couple other contracts that are coming up, and it's going to get a little bit tougher to keep a lot of this talent on this team. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Debo next year. Everybody assumes with Brandon Ayuk, if he does resign, assuming Brent Debo will be the one that will be heading out of the 49ers after this year. So they better capitalize on this season. Sign Brandon Ayuk, get him in training camp, get him ready for the season, and get this ball rolling.
Yeah, I agree. Well, all right, good people. That'll be all for the quick drill. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're a new watcher. Watch us also on Twitter. You can watch us on Facebook and Instagram when we do our shows on Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So go ahead and check us out, man. This is it for the quick drill. We are out.